Welcome everybody. Today we're going to have the first solo podcast on my channel. So we're going to talk about different topics. We're going to talk about what happened during the season, what happened after the season, what what decks I used to get to Challenger 1. Yes, I got to Challenger 1. So 2 more ranks left to Challenger 3. I know the first 3 champion ranks, I won't reach there. I won't even try to get there. Yeah. Challenger 3 is enough for me. And the season is going to end next week. So we don't have much time. So yeah, I have to keep grinding. So I'm at work. Maybe I'll stream more about PvP. But I want to get the bubble dice as well. So it's kind of like, will I grind to Challenger 3? Or will I grind to try to get the new bubble dice? Yeah. So let's start right away with the topics. So the first topic, you see it already in the screen. It's the season review. So the first step, you see trophy. So at the beginning of this season, we had the problem with the golden ranks player. I don't know what it was for the under class 20 players. Anyway, when we won battles, we talked about it also in the past topic podcast. When we won trophies, we gained just a little. And when we lost a lot. Like you have to win twice to recover one victory. You have to win twice to recover one lost. But now it's different. Now you win more trophies than you lose. So I know it's also depends if you win against a lower ranked player or a higher ranked player. But mostly, if you have a 50% win rate, and you play like 100 battles a day, you're most likely going to have more trophies than you have when you started. With the beginning of the season, if you have a win rate, you would have much less trophies. You might even fall off with the gold ranks. If you, at the beginning of the season, you might also fall off with the gold ranks, So the trophy getting system has improved during the season. I think many people complain, and they listened and they changed it. That's right. So the rewards, what I'm talking about. If you win to the next rank, you gain rewards, and the rewards are actually decent. I got, I think, in total 3 or 4 legendary ores, but I think 1 or 2 were from the season pass. I bought it just $5. It's actually very cheap if you compare that to different mobile games out there. For season pass, they charge like 20 euros or 10 euros, and they just charge 5 euros. I think this is a fair price. You get some decent objects. You get a legendary box at the end if you collect all hearts to complete the season pass, and you get legendary ore that you can use for a legendary you like to upgrade. Most of the time, I just wait till a legendary has enough. Like when I've 8 out of 10, I've got 2 legendary ores, I will use it on it. But I won't use it on every legendary. Like I did a video, what legendary you want to use the legendary ore. I think few of the legendaries I missed out. You have to decide for yourself what legendaries you use the most, and which has also big impact when you use the legendary ore on that legendary dice. For example, if you want to legendary ore the meta dice, I would say no, not even in a million years. Legendary meta assassin, those dice, even if you use them a lot, it doesn't make sense to use ore on those dice because it's kind of wasted. Yeah, because if you class them up, it doesn't change. Maybe a little bit of base damage, but those dice you don't play them for the damage. Okay, so the betting system also, I think I did a update video, but I didn't mention it in the update video because I didn't know that under class 20 players can now bet as well. That makes a difference because when they use 10 tickets and they win, they get higher faster than before. But I didn't had a. I don't know if the matchup works because now I'm high in the ranks. I didn't see any class 20 players. So if somebody knows in the comment, just comment down below. Can a golden rank player bet against a non-golden rank player? It's just a question. I know there's same tickets, but can they? Yeah. Yeah, that's about the betting system. So yeah, it's alright. So others have the betting as well. Okay, now to the last topic of the first topic. So the new shop. So well, it's not just about the golden rank shop. Also, the shop in general has changed. Now you can collect legend ores on it. I haven't seen legendary ore in it. If somebody has seen a legendary ore, comment down below or show me a screenshot on Discord. I haven't seen one yet. I think somebody said for 1.2k gems for legendary ore he saw it. Yeah, that sounds. And it's a price of 1/5 legendary chest of 2/5. Yeah, not sure, but maybe I will buy it because but I need 1.2k gems at the big at first. But they changed the rewards based on your rank, so most of the time I get 50 to 100 gems in my shop for free. Even yesterday yesterday is today's rotation, so I got 250 gems for free. So the gems gaining has increased a lot. Even the underclass 20 player gets also, I heard, around 10 to 60 gems. That's also decent. So now coming to the second topic. The second topic is about the meta chaos. So I heard a lot from other players what is the best deck of this season, and I would say the meta right now is a little bit chaos. There's no actually best deck because one deck beats the other, but the other deck gets beaten by the other deck one. So it's like a little bit chess. Not one deck dominates all. They can be beaten by the other one as well. So in this um, in this um, in the screen on this picture, you see I did I did a table where you can see which deck beats which deck, but with green I would you see like from left to right, from left to right. Versus Solar, I put X. It doesn't make sense to rate Solar versus Solar. Yeah. But Solar versus Speedgun, I put RNG in it and I put it green. What does it mean? So, in my opinion, when Solar Lunar decks, there are different Solar Lunar decks. There will be the next few topics. You will see what kind of Solar Lunar decks are out there. So, if Solar Lunar decks match up against an Atomic Speedgun user, it's a little bit about RNG, who gets growth, who gets the field setup, and so on. So either one can lose in this matchup, but I put RNG in it, so that's either one can lose. But green, I put green because I think it's more in favor of the Solar player. This is just my opinion. You can have different opinion. You'll be like, oh no, Atomic Speedgun player is in favor in this matchup, and so on. Because I think when the match runs longer, both of those decks can survive like 20 minutes. But the difference is Solar is killing boss, and this Atomic Speedgun, they will have the bosses most likely going to use one skill before they can kill it. So it's also RNG which bosses appears. If the Basilisk appears every time, okay, I can see it. Maybe Atomic Speedgun is going to win because Atomic Speedgun most likely the Basilisk, not a Berserk. Oh, come on, I'm getting the names mixed up. We got a Berserk dice now, but the Basilisk also a little bit more RNG what he summons. But the small boss, maybe they can beat it in time and so on. But if the boss every time is Leo, then over the long time, atomic speed gun is going to lose when it's every time Leo. Every time Leo is going to use the skill, and the dots of the speed gun user with atomic is going to get lower. Solar most likely is going to beat the boss in time. Yeah, so it's a little bit about RNG. We are going through the whole list. Yeah, this podcast. We're going through the whole list. It's going to be long. So now we have Solar Luna versus Combo Scope. So yeah, I put here RNG as well. Both decks can survive over eternity because Solar has lots of damage. Combo gets strong over time. But here, again, if you look the table in total, you'll be like looking like, okay, you said there's no deck that can beat everything, but why has Solar Lunar everything green? Yeah, everything green, but I put RNG. So if I put strong into it, I would say they're in favor, and like I would say like in percentage. So when I put green and strong, I would say like 80% they will win. Let's say percent they will win because the classes takes the matter as well. 70% they're going to win, and 30% they're going to lose. So when I put green RNG in it, I would say like it's like 55% they will win and 45% they will lose. So now you got the numbers more clear. It's like a close thing. Maybe I'll put 51 49 to be, yeah, 51 49. Yeah, it's just a little bit in favor, but it's actually mostly 50-50. Well, it depends also on your class. If a combo player says like combo class 11, yeah, good luck with that. Because combo with higher class gets more dangerous. With lower class, it's going to be easier to beat the combo player. So yeah, combo depends on the RNG, but there are also different types of Solar Luna decks. So it depends on which Solar Luna deck you play, because there's some Solar Luna decks that disturb your opponent. So if you play those versions, you might win against combo scope, but if you're unlucky, you're just playing sustain, maybe the combo player will out sustain you, because after a certain amount of waves, the Solar needs 7 stars to 7-star Lunars with some higher dots like 5, 6, or 7-star Solars to compete against the combo player. The combo player needs a scope with a higher dot, and the combo with a little bit higher combination. With higher combos, yeah. Against Hyperzone, so going now to the next thing. Also for the Solar Luna, there are two. I think I would talk about when I talk about the decks as well, but we can talk about it now as well. So there are two battlefields I would recommend using the Solar Luna deck. So the first battlefield is the Plasma Shield, because there are lots of some royal players out there: Assassin, IX10, Bounty. So if you play the Plasma Shield, you're on the better side. Also, some players play the Crystal Rift. It's also very effective. So when you play the Crystal Rift, you don't necessarily need to play the Blizzard in the deck. You can play it as well if you want to. Your choice. So against the matchup against Hyperzone, if you play the Plasma Shield, you're most likely going to win. But if you play the Crystal Rift, then you have to play you're most likely going to play the version with the Sacrifice, and you're going to win against Hyperzone as well if you play Sacrifice. But if you don't play the Sacrifice, yeah, it depends on how the Hyperzone starts, but it's going to be difficult for you to win against Hyperzone. Now we got Typhoon Assassin. Like I said, the Plasma Shield is anti the toxic decks. It's the same thing against Hyperzone, like I already said the things. Plasma Shield, or play Sacrifice and Crystal Rift. Now we got Typhoon, so it's Teleport Typhoon. So Typhoon, yeah, for this matchup, it's very easy because that deck just sustained like 5 bosses at max, and Solar is doing big splash damage, so the teleport spawns, they will just vanish at once. you only lose when you have bad RNG, but I don't put RNG because this is a strong matchup against Typhoon. And you have low dot Solar, so you don't do much splash damage, but it's unlikely that this is going to happen. So yeah, I put Solar above Typhoon. Now we got the Yin Yang. So Yin Yang, before the new dice update, Yin Yang was disappeared in the PvP meta. I was like, I'm playing now only against atomics, against combos, against Solars sometimes, an assassin, but I didn't have any Yin Yang matchup. Now the Yin Yang decks have magically appeared again. But what I noticed, the Typhoon Assassin players has kind of disappeared. So I think they switched from Typhoon to Yin Yang again. So yeah, Yin Yang still I don't think it's that great, but I saw a new Yin Yang deck and I just didn't saw it once. I saw it like 3-4 times and I was like, oh, so this is now the new way to play the Yin Yang deck. I was like, okay, well it makes sense as well because it gives Yin Yang a lot of time to recover from it. So what deck I'm talking about? I'm talking about Yin Yang Nuke. Yes, you heard it right. Nuke dice that I'm playing. Yeah, I think I might get some gameplays later on, but not in the future. But I will try to record when I see a matchup. Then I will try to record it. Maybe I don't like playing Yin Yang, but maybe I will try to play Yin Yang Nuke. I don't want to lose my rank, so yeah. So we got 6 more decks so to go on. So we already talked about the Speedgun Solar matchup, so we don't need to talk about it again. So now Atomic Speedgun versus Scope. I would say this is also a close one. It's a little bit more RNG. I give this match up to the Combo Scope because, like I said, Combo, when you give them time, they get stronger. And Atomic Speedgun most likely is not playing any debuff dices like Assassin, Royal, or anything. So Combo Scope have their piece and can build up their battlefield. And with the Scope, they can also survive the stages as well. So Speedgun in the long run is going to lose. And also, like Dr. Killer told me, he played against okay, he didn't play against Atomic, but he played against Yin Yang and he had a 7-star on a critical spot, and still he lost against the Yin Yang player lost against his combo. So Combo Scope, I think his combo is class 11 or 10. I'm not sure. It's either 11 or 10. Yeah. Now against Hyperzone, yeah, Atomic Speedgun in general, most of the time they're playing their Plasma Shield. That's why all the Assassin decks are weak against it. Even the Hyperzone, you can do lots of Assassin and the Bounty, but still lots of them are going to get blocked. If the Bounty gets blocked, it's more terrifying for the Assassin player because the Assassin to combine with the Bounty triggering effect, so they get more SP out of it. The same goes for Typhoon Assassin. They can sustain longer against than Hyperzone. Like Hyperzone most likely is just 1 or 2 bosses, and Typhoon Assassin is like 3-4 bosses at max. But Atomic Speedgun can sustain that. Then we got the Typhoon. Yeah, the Typhoon is very dangerous, even though he's playing Speedgun. And Typhoon, when you play the right way and you have the good RNG, I play Typhoon as well. We're going to get there when I'm talking about my road to Challenger 1. What decks I played? I played lots of decks. More decks, well, in the other, I would say the last season, but we didn't have last season, like in the months. Yeah, I'm playing more different decks, and this season is just like few weeks. Yeah, in comparison. So even though if the battlefield blocks some of them, most of the time Typhoon is going to win against Speedgun. also depending on which boss comes with it. So when it comes like it's the third boss and the boss is like the IX10 boss, and it'll be like he's so lucky. Then you can do the teleport spam, but with the boss like IX10, it's not very effective against the knight. It's very dangerous against how you call it. Magician can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because it can take some important dice. Against Leo, very effective. Those are the three bosses I would say it's effective. Other bosses I would like, oh, and Basilisk, but depends on what Basilisk summons. When he summons a knight, nice. When he summons Leo, nice. Magician, nice. Isles, yeah. When he summons the snake, it's bad. Yeah, it's the only time when we see the snake when the Basilisk summons the snake, I'll be like, oh, he's so lucky. He just summoned the snake. Now the matchup speed down versus Yin Yang. Yeah, if we look at the table again, you will look at the top. I just noticed it when I finished the table. At the top we see Solar everything green and Yin Yang everything red. Yeah, I don't see Yin Yang as that great deck. I just see it more often. I would say my win rate against Yin Yang is like 80%, 20% I lose, 80% I win. Like I said, this game has lots of RNG. Still, if you're strong against another deck, it's not like 100% you're going to win against it. I just played like this week against Buck. He's one of the players. I had a podcast and he was like Challenger 2 and I was Master 3. And I was playing Assassin, Typhoon, and he was playing Combo Scope. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to win against him. But he played his deck well and I lost. Yeah. And my RNG was a little bit bad as well. I'm not giving everything to the RNG, but my RNG was bad, yeah. But he played the combo well because it depends on how you play your deck. Also, the know-how is also very important. Because some combo players, when I play against them, will be like, okay, when I do my assassin, the right way to play it is just to wait, and then when I target your dice, then you merge it. But some other players are already merging it at the beginning. I'll be like, okay, now I can do my assassin. So when you play it right against assassin, you will have a full battlefield. So you can time and so on. But yeah, I'm not going to teach this combo players. At the moment I'm playing even less assassin. I have one assassin, other assassin deck. You're going to see it later on, but yeah. Let's continue with this list, okay? So we already talked about the scope matchup, the Typhoon. I think we dropped in the rank. Okay, we already talked about this one. You're using the plasma shield, so the assassin decks are bad. Typhoon, yeah, and Yin Yang. Okay, we are here. So combo scope, yeah, we already talked about those two decks. So combo scope versus Hyperzone. It's most likely weak because combo needs time. But like I said, if you know how to play the combo deck, you can win against Hyperzone. And most of the time, the combo scope are playing the Pantheon battlefield, so they won't have the plasma protection. That's on the weak side. The same goes for Assassin Typhoon. When I played against combo scope, my win rate was like 90. Only a few combo scope player I lost against with Typhoon. Most of the time I win against combo scope. That's why I was celebrating early against bad luck. But then I had the bad luck and I lost. Anyway, now combo scope versus Typhoon. Yeah, it's weak. Yeah, it's weak. When I play Typhoon against scope, always one thing you have to remember with Typhoon. So don't use your teleport early on. Second, when you do your Typhoon spam, either do it when you know your opponent has a bad battlefield and you know he can't come back from this. Then you can be a little bit sneaky and try to win that way. And the third way, what I do is mostly wait for the third boss before doing your Typhoon spam. But you can also wait for the fourth boss if you think that third boss isn't the right boss to use on it. And also, when you use your telephone or teleport spam, have your well, you don't need the Typhoon to be max, but I like to max them all three: the teleport max, flow max, and Typhoon max. But the most important that needs to be max is the flow dice. Yeah, the teleport doesn't impact, but the Typhoon, when you use it in a boss stage, so you can kill your boss fast as well. Okay, then we got the yin yang. Like I said, I don't really see. I see when I see the top 5 of PvP, I put yin yang at last. But now on this we have 7 decks. Yin yang on the 7th place, I guess. Even though from those decks we have different variants of it. But one thing you notice, I think I will talk about it later on as well. Flame has disappeared from the meta. I don't see any flame users out there. Yeah. Okay, let me drink a little bit of water first. So now we reach to Hyperzone. So we already talked about Hyperzone versus Solar versus Speedgun versus Scope. So we have to go every time after the X. So yeah. So it's not much matchup we need to talk about. So Hyperzone versus Typhoon Assassin. So this matchup, I put it on RNG. So so it depends on the starting at the beginning. Who gets the bounty, who does the assassin. But once the Typhoon Assassin survives and build up his battlefield, then Hyperzone is going to lose. Most of the time, Typhoon Assassin wins over Hyperzone. Then we got the match up Telephone again versus Hyperzone. Telephone is most of the time playing the Plasma battlefield, so if you don't play the Plasma battlefield, you're going to lose against Hyperzone. But if you play the Plasma battlefield and Telephone is playing that battlefield because of assassins, royals, and so on, because they want to protect their teleport. So Hyperzone is going to lose. So yeah, at the beginning of the season, people were playing different decks and Hyperzone was very strong. But nowadays, Hyperzone, yeah, is okay-ish. But if you play testing with other battlefields, okay, you might lose because it's your choice. Against Yin Yang, also very strong because you got lots of assassins. But if they play Yin Yang switch, you gotta switch up your play because they're going to negate your assassins. So what I do also with Assassin Typhoon, I wait with my assassin, but I don't think Hyperzone can wait. I just put in RNG. So like I said, when I put on RNG and I put on the green color, it's like 51-49. So it's not the big difference. It's not like I'm putting Hyperzone above much over Yin Yang. No. Just a little bit. Just my preference. They are equal, but I put a little bit on Hyperzone. But if the Yin Yang switches are actually very dangerous, it's a counter to the assassins. I don't know if the Yin Yang players will switch to Bubble. I'm not sure. Carrier up. I don't know if they're actually going to do that. Now we reach to the Assassin Typhoon. It's just like 3 more decks matchup reviews. So, Assassin Typhoon versus Telephone. Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I was like, yeah, the matchup was nice. Yeah, but I put on RNG because it depends on what dice the assassin targets. So it's all depending on the assassin targets. And the Telephone are playing the Plasma Shield because of the assassin users. And that's why I'm giving this in favor of the Telephone users. Against Yin Yang, like I said, when I play against Switch, I win rate I would say 70%. Don't put it 80, 70%. So it depends on the Yin Yang player. So once I know, I do one test assassin reaction on Switch. Sometimes the reaction are slow. They'll be like, okay, I'll do one assassin after the another. because his reaction is slow. If his reaction is fast, what I do next, save up all my assassins, like 5 or 6 assassins at the same time, and waiting right before the boss stage. Then all at once, assassin here, all at once. I know some might then trigger double, but I still have the proc of the battlefield, and sometimes this battlefield is like broken because he couldn't dodge everything. It happens, and depends on what boss comes. Like Leo, then he's going to lose more dice. Magician, he's going to lose another dice. In the Knight, he's going to mix up his battlefield, and when it's the Ixen, he's going to hack, and the Berserk, maybe he gets just a snake and he's lucky. The Berserk. Oh, why do I keep calling the Basilisk Berserk? Anyway, the name, yeah, it's Basilisk, not Berserk. Hopefully, I'm not going to mix up those names again. Now the last matchup, Typhoon versus Yin Yang. I put this strong on Typhoon. They just need to wait to the 3rd or 4th boss, and then they're going to spam all their teleports, monsters. And Yin Yang is just a single target DPS. They are strong and fast, but they don't have the splash damage, so they are going to lose against it. When you do that combination with teleport and the Knight is the next boss, that's an instant win. Yeah. So this is about the meta chaos. Like, it's just if we take as for example Solar. So wait. Well, Solar's a bad example right now. But let's take an example Speed Gun. So Speed Gun, I put it like it's Atomic Speed Gun is weaker against combo scope and strong against high percent strong against the assassins, but combo is weak against the assassins, and the assassins, it's like a circle. One deck is strong against certain amounts of decks, but the one deck he's weak against, they are strong against this, and so on. This is chaos. So if you I recommend what deck you want to play this season. If you see my list right now, you're going to say, on your opinion, it's more going to be Solar deck. Yeah, Solar is very strong. If you play it the right way, you're going to win many matchups. But you can also play combo scope. Against assassins, you need to play the right way. If you play it the right way, you're going to win against the combo assassin decks. So it's just about the know-how and how you play your deck. For me, I'm playing Typhoon more. That's the deck got me to Challenger 1. And if you see the rating here, it's mostly green as well. And anyway, against Solar, Solar, that matchup, it's like win rate is 20%. It's like, okay, against that matchup is actually very bad. And Speed Gun is just RNG, so I still can win against that. It's also very strong. Okay, that's about PvP meta chaos. So yeah, some decks are a little bit stronger, but if the dices are higher class and they have more crit damages on, they're still going to beat you. So yeah, let's continue to the next topic. We already talked long enough about the second topic. So now we got to third topic. That's already I mentioned about it. So we are going to talk about the meta decks. So at the beginning of the season or before the season, Yin Yang players were playing Yin Yang, Joker, Growth, Supplement, and Crack Growth. But during the season, lots of things have changed. So some players play Yin Yang, Growth, Switch, Crack Growth. Wait, Crack Growth. Wait, there's the comma or whatever. It's Crack Growth, not Growth and Crack and Growth. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. And so I marked, there's also Yin Yang, Joker, Switch, Supplement, Sacrifice. Those are the two decks that be played. There are also other decks I marked green. This is the decks I would recommend using. So the Yin Yang, Joker, Switch, Royal, Supplement. I've seen this deck a lot. And instead of Royal, of Nuke is the other deck. Those are the two Yin Yang decks that are used the most. This growth one, I still see it times, but against that deck, it's not that difficult. I mean, as a assassin player, when you see a Yin Yang player and he's not playing any switch, you'll be like, yes, 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 I like this. Because the switch is so annoying. Also, when you play against a switch player as an assassin player, you do your assassin as much as possible, always keep one dot, but when they don't have the switch, do it as much as possible. Once they get the switch, calm down, save up your assassin, spam them later on. I think the other topics will go much faster than the second topic, because that was actually massive. Now coming to the assassin decks, so I marked the deck red what's been played first, but not for every deck. Well, okay. So for assassin deck, we got the assassin, Typhoon, Joker. This is a deck that's been played at the beginning, but now it has changed to Typhoon, Assassin, Joker, Mimic, Bounty, or Assassin, Joker, the Hyperzin deck. You know already. It's here at the bottom. Here at the bottom. Yeah, that's a Hyperzin deck. So it's the two decks that have been played the most. But there are different decks as well. So I got like 50 or 60 golden rank trophies with Assassin Royal Joker Growth Assassin, Typhoon Assassin, yeah. So with this third place deck, this one. Just because, why I play Royal? Just because Yin Yang has appeared more. That's why I decided to play, instead of Mimic, Royal. And because of the switch annoyingness, yeah, I wanted to play something to be more effective, so I decided the Royal. And the Royal was... So, yeah. Also against other matchup. Only, yeah, and also, what I noticed, maybe it's just for me, the speed gun Atomica has kind of vanished. Yeah, anyway. So, and also the Assassin IX-10 Joker Mimic Typhoon was played in the early season, but now it's not there. Maybe it's still there, but not in the golden ranks. Yeah. Now we are going to look at the Solar decks. So Solar deck at the beginning, Solar, Luna, Joker, Growth, Blizzard, and it's still, this version is still be played. The only thing that has changed is like the battlefield. So at the beginning, I think some played the Pantheon and how you call it, the Colosseum. But now the battlefields have changed to the Plasma Shield and to the Crystal Rift. Those are the main battlefield for Solar. Some players don't have the Crystal Rift; they choose to do the Colosseum. Yeah, your choice. But what I noticed as well, if I looked up all the battlefields, so this is not about Solar. When I look up all the battlefields that been used, what I noticed at first, there are 3 battlefields in my mind I don't see at all in PvP. I'm talking about the lava field. This one I don't see it anymore. Like I do it once or twice for just some testing, but actually you don't see the lava field. Club Voyage, I don't see it as well. And the default. Okay, the default makes sense. You don't want to play the default battlefield. Come on, who wants to play the default battlefield? So Luminous Prison, Plasma Shield, Fifth Voyage Lock, Colosseum, Crystal Rift. Those battlefields I see in PvP. I left one battlefield out? I don't think so. So there are 8 battlefields in the game. I can check while going through the next decks. Okay. So for the Solar, like I said, the first one it's already played. And the second one, the Solar's Lunar Sacrifice Growth Sacrifice. So the second battlefield is not played with every battlefield. The second battlefield is more with the Crystal Rift, not with the Plasma Shield. Solar, Lunar, Joker, Growth, Holy Sword, I see it sometimes as well. But I don't see that as very dangerous. And I look up the game, there are 9 battlefields, but I called them all. Maybe the Pantheon, I forgot. The Pantheon been used as well. Depending on, that's the battlefield I missed out, but yeah. Okay. And yeah. And Solar Royal, Solar Royal Luna Joker Growth is also being used. I had a mirror match, and I don't think so. You have to play the Royal dice. I mean, the Royal dice can mess up your combo, so I don't really recommend playing that. That's why I marked it red. If you play it works for you, play it, keep on. But it's not a deck I would recommend using. And the other one is actually I marked it red because just in my deck. Okay, so the Solar Luna Joker Growth Speed Gun, I played with the Chris Wolf. It worked decent. I had a match against that Royal Solar Joker Luna Growth player, and I won with Speed Gun. Yeah, I won't really recommend using that deck. It's just your choice if you want to play that deck. But if you don't know how to play deck, then leave it in. But I use it because first it was the speed gun deck, it's because it's very good with the Crystal Rift, and second it's a season dice. I wanted a little bit more of crit rate buff. Okay. Now atomic decks. So just like atomic, teleport, and combos, those three decks, we are going to look at different variations. But for the other ones, we don't have many variations because I don't see many variation out of them. So we got the atomic decks. So the ones that marked green are what I recommend. The red, I would say don't use it. And yellow, like I see, is like, okay, this is kind of new. I don't know where to go with that. I could have left it black, but whatever. Okay. Like I left the other ones black because I don't really know. So the atomic Joker Grove Speed Gun Blizzard, it's the one you already know. We saw that at the beginning of the season. You see this, well, like I said, it kind of vanished, but before the update I saw that a lot, and now it's kind of vanished. Maybe the matchup, people trying different things out, or people that playing the deck is now playing co-op just to get the bubble dice, so maybe I don't see, that's why the reason I don't see the deck, and so on. The first one they played, I see many battlefield. I see it with the Fifth Voyage Log. I saw it with the Pantheon Battlefield, with the Plasma Shield, with the Crystal Rift, with Coliseum. Yeah, the more played deck. It's like too many players playing that deck. So Atomic, Joker, Grove, Shield, Blizzard. That's the one deck I was playing. It was working decent, but I really wouldn't recommend that because you might playing would be like, why this deck didn't work for me whatsoever. The deck is still very strong because once it's very strong also against the telephone users because yeah, the shields will stop them and then the atomics will kill everything. Then we got the atomic Joker Grove Blizzard Typhoon. I see this battlefield with this is one of the oldest decks. It's been played like 6 to 7 months ago. It was slow meta. The slow meta is kind of back again. Yeah. So this deck is strong. It's been used with the Crystal Rift, not really, but more with the Plasma Shield. But in the long run, I think this deck isn't really that great. I think the Speed Gun is better than with the Typhoon. Well, I think maybe players choose Typhoon over Speed Gun because the matchup with flow players has been decreased. There are not many flow players out there. Maybe that's why they choose to play Typhoon again. And the same goes for Holy Sword, but Holy Sword does percentage damage, so it's a little bit more better than Typhoon in the long run. Then we got the one I told, Berserk, so it's Atomic, Joker, Grove, Berserk, Blizzard. So I put it yellow because Berserk, I've had a few matchups, I won against them, but the Berserk, I don't think many have their Berserk at class 13 or 14 already, so that's why I put it yellow. You see later on with higher class how the Berserk does in this deck. And it's also the only dice I have put right now in this meta variation because I didn't see any bubble, any slingshot in the PvP meta. Also, you see it also in the buff. I think the slingshot dice is kinda whack. Come on, it targets the weakest. Did you ever see any dice out there in the game targets the weakest? It's good. Even when they changed the gear dice targeting the weakest, they had to change it back to first or strongest or whatever. Targeting weakest isn't really a good thing to have, and yeah, I mean you can maybe it would be good with boss rate, but right now it's nothing. Okay. Then we got the teleport decks. So with this, I got only 2 different variations. So the one you already know, you got the teleport, Joker, Growth, Flow, Typhoon. Actually, there was another different variation, but I don't really need to include this in this. Wait, I forgot to put the colors on this one. So this one I put green, and this one I put red. Why? I will tell you why right now. So the teleport, Joker, Flow, Typhoon. This one I put green because it's very strong. You play the plasma shield, you're protected, and so on. But the second deck one, you play the teleport, Joker, Growth, Flow, and the modified electric. You play that. It's good in mirror matches, and you're playing this battlefield with the the pending battlefield. So the modified electric will crit. And when the modified electric has high dot and the crit, you're going to do lots of damage to many mobs. So you're going to survive most of the time when your opponent does the spam on you. But the thing is, you're playing the Pentium battlefield. So against Assassin deck, you're very much vulnerable. So you're going to lose, and you can play that if you want, if it works for you. But I really won't recommend. I will recommend the first one. More than the second one. So now coming to the last decks. So you already seen the next topic. So the combo players, I don't know any other deck. It's just the combo Scope, Joker, Summoner, Mimic. I mean, there's still the other one, the older one, but I wouldn't put it on this list. The combo Joker, Growth, Sacrifice, Joker deck. That's the older one you play with, or instead of Sacrifice, you play Luna or whatsoever. That's the older version. I don't really need to include that. Every combo player is playing Scope, not Luna, and they are playing Scope, not Growth. So those are the different decks of the meta dices in this game in PvP. The different variations, which one are good, which are bad, and so on. And the battlefields you already know. Maybe we do another video about it in the future. And also, there's going to be another video about one of my other topics. Still be like, yeah, you will see that in the future, maybe next week, because I need some more data about it. But right now, we're going to do it right now. So the next topic we have right now is the top 10 most used PvP, most used dices in PvP. You already seen the list. So most of the time, every deck and their mother and son and sister and whatsoever is playing Joker. So at the beginning of the game, people will be like, what is the best dice in the game? And people always say Growth dice is the best. Growth dice is the best. Some people will be like, Joker is the best. No, Growth dice. And you will be like, I cannot win PvP without Growth dice. Well, this season tells something different. So this season, lots of Growth dice user, but also very lots of non-Growth dice user decks out there. It's not just Hyperzone not playing the Growth dice. Yin Yang is not playing the Growth dice. Combo not playing the Growth dice. Typhoon Assassin not playing the Growth dice. So it's going to be, it happens to many more decks. So that's why Joker. But it's like, people be like, will you play a deck without Joker and winning? People be like, stop talking. I'm not going to remove Joker from my deck and so on. Yeah, Joker is the most used PvP dice in game. And Joker, that dice, you can't really nerf that. The only thing you can nerf about Joker is the base damage. People don't really care much. Okay, well, the base damage is decent. Maybe they can buff, they give it more damage. Just right, Joker you don't need to nerf, it's just a neutral dice. It's just a stable, you have to put it in every deck. Growth dice is also kind of stable, but not a must to have in a deck to win. So like I already told about those decks, don't really play Growth and so on, because Growth takes time and so on. So, but Growth is still the second most used deck. The third most used deck is Typhoon. Typhoon is being used in lots of decks. I know it's not the best deck in the season, but it's been used in the Assassin with Teleport. Yeah, that's and with Atomic as well. We have Atomic Typhoon as well. So it's used in many decks and also the season dice. I don't know what dice are going to be buffed for the next season. It can impact in the season as well. On the 4th place, so this list is not just about some random 10 dice I think this were about my matchups I had. It's like about 100 matchups, but we don't have the numbers, but it's going to be something about that. More numbers. I think I might do a weekly thing presenting the top 10 dice used in a week. Yeah. So on the 4th place we got Bounty. Bounty is also used in many decks. Bounty is also very strong in combination with the Luminous Prison. And when your opponent, they have the. So when you have your dice getting, how you call it, a bounty mark, and you're like, I have my Joker and my Typhoon, my Growth. If I copy that Growth, he's going to get SP. Some people stop copying Joker. It depends on what deck your opponent is playing. If they're playing some aggressive assassin deck and you don't have the plasma shield, you'll be like, no, I'm going to pass on that one. That's the thing. Bounty is very dangerous in this season. That's why most of the people stop merging because of the bounty marks. I see that a lot. Since the buff, it's getting used a lot. So lots of atomic dice there. Sacrifice also getting used because some players be like, okay, yeah, I know bounty is very strong, but sacrifice gives me the SP instantly. I know it's a little bit less. Well, if you play if the bounty players play the Luminous Prison, they know it's a lot more less. But yeah, sacrifice, the thing is you get the SP instantly, and when it's also an anti-assassin, because when the assassin targets the sacrifice or anti-royal whatsoever, you're going to get SP as well. Blizzard is also kind of used, it's got buff as well. It's decent, and it helps also a little bit against the flow players, but just a little bit. But the flow buff is actually higher than the Blizzard slow. We got Solar, yeah. Solar being played decent amount. And it's actually strong against many decks out there in the season, and the Solar players saw that as they're doing. They're taking the opportunity and playing that deck. Assassin players have been decreased this season. So if I did this list at the beginning of the season, the Assassin might be higher on the list. But right now, Assassin's a little bit vanishing, and Royal was also high on the list. Yeah. Now Royal, since the nerf, it's kind of inconsistent. So people stop playing Royal. And that's why the Yin Yang players are coming back. They know, this matchups, there haven't been any Royals. Time to play Yin Yang again. That's why the Yin Yang players are returning. Because of the disappearance of the Royal players. We got 4 more topics, so we are just halfway right now. So this is just a podcast, solo podcast. If you want to have more solo podcasts, comment down below, give this video a like. Yeah, let's continue with the video. So we are going to talk now about my road to Challenger 1s and what deck I used. So at the beginning of the season, I did some PvP matches. I got to Gran. Is this called Gran? I think Gran. Yeah, we're Gran, the Master and Challenger. Yeah, I got to Gran 1. Then I lost PvP matches and got back to how you call it, class 20, and back to Gran 1 to class 20 and so on. That's the time where I played Assassin Joker, Growth, Assassin. Yeah, I was playing Growth dice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That deck was okay. It's kind of out of meta. It's out of touch. Okay, so then I switched to the second deck. So this one. So Chris was playing, one of my Discord members. He's also the mod of my Discord server. He stopped playing Assassin. He stopped playing random dice. He came back once the season started, and yeah, he wants to get to class 20 and so on. He's class 19 right now, so he's close. So he was playing this deck. I was like, okay, let me try this deck. And actually, I got back to Grand 1 again. I was like, okay. I'm playing again more and more, and all like, oh yeah, it's good against when I'm playing it against solar players. But once I play against some atomic players, because back at the time there are lots of atomic players, will be like, and when I play against common players, I'll be like, this deck isn't working. So before we continue with the list, I don't think I can remember my whole role, but the blue colors are the decks I'm still using, and the black colors is like the decks I'm not using. Then later on, I tried to assassin flow because there was lots of flow in this current season. There was the flame flow. That time the flame flow was nerfed, and I was playing assassin flow. Yeah. Later on, I played assassin. Let me check assassin. No, not this one. I was playing this deck. This deck got me lot of the way. So to Master 3, to Master 3, not all at once because I didn't play Assassin all the time, but I win some, I lose some. That's a deck that got me all the way up. I think I was playing other decks as well. I was playing with this deck during the time as well. Sometimes I won some battles. Things this week I played this deck as well. It's decent. It's nice. So the Typhoon Joker growth flow silence. I think I was playing a different silence deck as well. I made a video about it, so I don't think I played a different silence deck. But silence, well, in the past I played it with the Luminous Prison, but now my voice, damn, I need so much water. Now when I played it again, I played it with the Plasma Shield, but I think with Luminous Prison, that deck was more effective. So when I was in Master 3, I tried playing the Assassin Bounty, the first deck here. I was playing that deck lots of time, and like this week, I noticed that deck got weaker. I was like, I'm not winning. I'm winning like 50% of the time, and when I play against this deck, I know it's good fast, but it's annoying. I mean, sometimes I was playing also the Royal Solar Lunar Joker Sacrifice. Those win most of the time. I'll say 70% win rate, but those matchups are also very long. Those two Solar decks, the matchups are very long. You'll be looking at my list to be like, where's your Atomic Berserk? That was just for video. I'm not actually playing any Atomic decks in this season. Yeah. And the Typhoon Joker Teleport Flow, that's the deck that got me to Challenger 1. That deck is strong. I played it during the time, I think when I was reached Master, then that's the time where I started using the Telephone deck. Telephone, just call it Telephone. But also at Master 3, I was using the Teleport Joker Assassin Royal because the Royal player came back. But at the moment, I will just mark the screen as well. This is my most used PvP deck. And also, I'm not playing this combo deck. I think I tried it once, but that's why I didn't put it up link because I tried once. So all these decks, I played at least 5 PvP battles. At least. So this is my main deck at the moment, but at the moment. So maybe 2-3 days later, my main deck might change to Solar or whatever. So that's why. So at this current moment, this is my main deck, but it can change anytime. And also I use my legendary ore on the flow. Yeah. And I'm playing flow in this deck. So my flow is class 10. I'm fine with that. I was going to say, kind of wasted, but I was like, oh, wait, I'm playing flow in my deck, so I did all right. Oh, my throat is very scratchy. I don't know, is this a virus? I'm not sure if I'm cured or not. I didn't do a secondary test if I'm cured or whatsoever. But my man, she got the virus and she's already cured and she's already gone, And maybe I might, but I need to do a secondary test. I might do it in the future. But I'm not feeling any illness. I'm just only coughing without any headache or whatever, just coughing. Yeah. Did I numbers? Yeah, I was wondering the numbers. I didn't edit the numbers because I was adding some topics and so on. So now we are going to talk about the balance patch. So we had a balance patch like we had a balance patch like last week, Monday. I think it was last week Monday, where they changed lots of dices, and one deck that vanished from the PvP list is the Flameflow. It's nowhere to be seen, like I said. The change matter. So some people be like, this is a nerf to dice X. Yeah, what's too high up on the list playing with that deck? Well, I don't know. But what I know is that Flameflow dice was in meta in November 2020. That deck was in meta, and we are in May. So if they want to nerf this deck because it was being used too much, I think it's alright. It's alright to nerf the Flameflow deck because it was been in meta over 6 months. This is too long. I didn't see any dice being that long in the meta. I think most of the time it's like 3-4 months the deck is in the meta, then they get a nerf, like combo. Yeah, well, combo's back again, but they had a nerf, so combo came back to the meta. Like I said, it's like in the third line, combo came back with the meta, with the making the combo a little bit faster again. But Dr. Killer told me combo used to be 1 second and it's now 1.2 seconds, so it's not the old combo, but it's still better than before. Then we got the Atomic back to the meta, making Atomic so much faster. And with the class up, jeez. Atomic is nice. I was trying to do some Atomic gameplays and so on, but yeah. Okay. This is just about the meta change. I think some other things changed as well, but I don't think they are very impactful to the PvP. So this topic is actually fast going. Yeah. There's nothing much to say about the balance patch because it's like the beginning of last week. Yeah. I think when we do the podcast weekly, maybe the topics will be more in the moment. So yeah, we don't need to. Yeah, and so on. Will be more interesting to talk about it. So now a more recent topic. We got new dices yesterday, and where are they being used? So the Berserk dice, I did a PvP test video yesterday. It's decent. But I think when we got the Berserk to higher class, we can see the more potential of the Berserk dice. I tried in co-op with full Berserk Lunar, but got only to wave 30 something. I don't think you have to play. It didn't get to Berserk mode even, so because I think with the Lunar, with the Assassin disturbing it because it's getting reset every time, so it didn't get to the Berserk mode or whatever. Then yeah, Bubble. I haven't seen Bubble. I saw somebody sending me a picture with Bubble, another player playing Bubble in co-op, but I haven't seen any Bubble else from that picture. I think it needs some time. People getting the Bubble dice. So that's the thing right now. People want to get higher in PvP, but people also want Bubble dice. So they have to decide. Either do more PvP or do more co-op to get the Bubble dice. And the last dice, that new slingshot dice, is targeting the weakest. I already talked about in the other topics. I think this dice is underwhelming. Yeah, it does some extra damage when the monsters are lower than 50%. If anyone uses the slingshot dice, comment down below, text me on Discord. I don't see the usage. I tried to. I have a video with slingshot Solar. Maybe when the Solar gets the boss lower, and then the slingshot does the additional damage, but I don't think it's that much damage to do such much impact to it. Yeah. Yeah, that's about the new dice. I don't think. Well, we can think about where you can use them. Maybe the Berserk dice can be used in. I was going to say in how you call that mode? I even forgot that mode. Where it goes circles. Crew battle. Jeez, I haven't played that one in ages. I just play PvP and co-op. I don't even play solo mode. Solo mode is just boring. It's just about the same comp happening over and over and over and over. I know you can play different variations, but in co-op it's like the same. You're not playing the same. Even if you play the same deck, you can decide to switch out dices. If solo mode was something where you can bring your own deck, and they'll have I don't know, changing the bosses like Snake Week or I don't know, but they have to change something about solo mode. Yeah, with different bosses every 2 weeks or something, or every update. I don't say new bosses like this is the week of the knight, this is the week of the magician, or whatsoever, and so on. Yeah, something like that. But I don't think they're going to change that. If they change something like that, okay, then they can decrease the gold amount and so on. But yeah, okay. Let's continue. Maybe they want to do something like a challenge where you have to figure out how to beat this and so on. But when they do something like that, I don't know. It feels like boring. Okay, it feels boring. Hopefully, everybody's waiting for the boss raid. The boss raid should be something more fun. Crew battle, it's fun for some people. Some people don't like it because the rewards are not worth the time investing to the long PvP battle, long crew battle. Yeah. I don't bother with crew battle. Okay, let's get to the next topic. So now we are going to talk about what dice need a buff and need a nerf. So right now, if you look right now to the list, you'll be like, okay, you got some dice that need a buff and none dice got nerfs. And right now we got lots of dice that got nerfs, so that's why I didn't include any dice that needs a nerf. So that's why I don't include any dice here. I don't know what dice you can actually nerf. Be like, yeah, okay, it's fine to nerf that. Maybe you have some dice that you be like, okay, you can nerf this. So I put on the slingshot. I already talked about it. It's underwhelming. Iron dice, gear dice, mighty wind and broken. Those are some OG dice that are out there. Since lots of new dice have been there, I don't see these dice anymore. Maybe you see that in the beginner ranks, but else you don't see this. I think I lost to one player who playing Mighty Wind Typhoon. I was wondering what deck was this, but I had a bad RNG and he won, and whatever. Yeah. So this dice, I don't know what type of buff, but the slingshot, I don't know how you want to buff that. Iron, maybe a little bit more attack speed. Gear dice, yeah, a little bit more attack and attack speed. Yeah, that's everything what I can. I think the broken dice need a rework. The broken dice is kind of trash. Yeah, it feels like the weakest dice in the game. I don't see any dice that's weaker. Maybe the clone dice. Yeah, the clone dice is also very weak. I know the clone dice, they buffed it, but I think when I have a choice between clone dice and broken dice in random arena, I will choose the broken dice 100 out of 100 times over the clone dice. Okay, now we are going to get to the last topic of today. So the season is going to end, and I'm going to predict what is going to be the new season dice. So Assassin, I put it there because I'm an Assassin player, so I always put in Assassin. So this is just a joke pick or whatever. Holy Sword. Holy Sword is not being used a lot, so maybe the next season dice can be Holy Sword, and people might play more Holy Sword in their PvP decks. Time. They buff time in PvP. Maybe they want to be that people want to be using more time dice in PvP because time can be effective, but nobody's using it because it needs to be the same dot count. Maybe it can be the next season dice. Then we got Berserk and Bubble. When they put the speed gun in the season dice, speed gun was actually one of the newer dice. So Berserk and Bubble are one of them. I don't going to put Slingshot. Slingshot is trash. It doesn't need to be a season dice. But Berserk and Bubble are decent. I don't know how Bubble is, but I think it's going to be decent. And Berserk is decent, it just needs a higher class. Yeah. So this was the solo podcast for today. I don't know how long the video is, so let me check. Oh, actually 1 hour. 1 hour, jeez. That's why my throat is so itchy. I've been talking for 1 hour. Oh my, oh my. So, anyway, that's with the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.